Let me ask you something. If I took your phone right now and played back how you spent your last 24 hours, would you be proud or uncomfortable? Because here's the truth no one likes to hear. Time is not lacking. Focus is. Every single person on this planet wakes up with the same 24 hours. But only 1% turn those hours into power, purpose, and progress. And that 1%, they're not more talented, they're not luckier, they're not waiting for the right moment. They respect time. You see, successful people don't manage time. They manage energy, priorities, and choices. While others are scrolling, they're learning. While others are complaining, they're building. While others are waiting for permission, they're already moving. And let me be clear, discipline is not punishment. Discipline is freedom. The freedom to say, I control my life. I control my future. I decide who I become. You don't need to change your whole life today. You just need to stop wasting this minute. Because minutes are powerful. 5 focused minutes a day beats 0 hours of dreaming. Small actions repeated daily create unstoppable momentum. The 1% understands something most people don't. Every yes to distraction is a no to your destiny. So learn to say no. No to excuses, no to comfort zones, no to things that don't move you forward. Protect your mornings, protect your goals, protect your time. Because one day, you'll either say, I'm glad I started early, or I wish I had, and trust me. Regret is far more painful than discipline. So today, choose differently. Show up even when it's hard. Work even when no one is watching. Grow even when progress feels slow. Be obsessed with improvement. Be loyal to your vision. Be that 1% who never wastes time. Because when you master your minutes, you master your life. Let me ask you something honestly. If someone looked at how you spent your time yesterday, would they see intention or excuses? Because the truth is brutal, but it's also freeing. Time is not unfair. Life is not biased. Every single person gets the same 24 hours. The only difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is how they respect those hours. The top 1% understand something most people ignore. They don't wait to feel motivated. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They move first and motivation follows. While others waste time scrolling, complaining, and doubting themselves, the 1% are quietly building discipline. They know that talent may open a door, but consistency keeps it open. You don't need more time. You need stronger standards, stronger boundaries, stronger self-respect. Because every minute you waste is a minute you never get back, and time doesn't forgive. It doesn't pause. It doesn't care about excuses. It simply moves on with or without you. The people who win are not obsessed with being busy. They're obsessed with being effective. They know that 5 focused minutes are more powerful than 5 distracted hours. Small actions done daily may feel insignificant, but over time, they create massive transformation. That's how confidence is built. That's how dreams turn real. And listen carefully, discipline is not suffering. Discipline is self-love. It's choosing your future over temporary comfort. It's saying no to distractions so you can say yes to your purpose. Every time you choose growth over ease, you are voting for the person you want to become. There will be days when you feel tired, days when progress feels invisible, days when quitting feels easier than continuing, but the 1% push anyway. Not because they're fearless, but because they're committed. They know that regret lasts longer than effort. One day you'll look back at this moment, and you'll either be proud that you decided to take control, or disappointed that you delayed again. So start now, not tomorrow, not next week, this minute. Because when you master your minutes, you master your habits. When you master your habits, you master your destiny. Be that 1%. The world doesn't need more dreamers. It needs disciplined doers. Let me say this clearly, without sugarcoating it. Time is the most honest judge you will ever face. It doesn't care about your intentions, your background, or your excuses. It only responds to action. Every day you wake up with a fresh 24 hours, and every night those hours are gone forever. The question is simple. Did you invest them or did you waste them? The 1% don't have magical discipline. They have clarity. They know what matters, and they protect it fiercely. While others allow distractions to steal their attention, the 1% guard their minutes like their future depends on it, because it does. They understand that success is not built in dramatic moments, but in quiet, uncomfortable routines repeated when no one is watching. Most people wait to feel ready. Ready is a lie. Ready never comes. The 1% move even when they're unsure, even when they're tired, even when fear is sitting right beside them. They know that courage isn't loud, it's consistent. And consistency over time always wins. You don't need to work harder, you need to work with intention. Being busy is easy, being focused is rare. One focused hour can change your direction, while a whole day of distraction keeps you exactly where you are. That's why the 1% choose depth over noise and progress over comfort. Discipline is often misunderstood. People think it's harsh, restrictive, or joyless. But discipline is actually an act of self-respect. It's saying, my dreams matter. It's choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. Every time you show up and you don't feel like it, you strengthen your identity. You become someone who can be trusted by others and, more importantly, by yourself. There will be moments when nothing seems to move, when effort feels invisible and motivation disappears. That's the test. The 1% don't quit in those moments, they double down. They understand that growth is happening beneath the surface, even when results haven't shown up yet. Years from now, your life will be the result of the choices you're making today. Not the big promises, but the small daily decisions. So choose wisely. Protect your time. Honor your effort. Start acting like the person you want to become. Because mastering your minutes is how you create a life you don't need to escape from. Let's be honest for a moment. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they leak time. Minutes disappear into distractions, excuses, and comfort, and then one day they wake up wondering where their potential went. Time doesn't leave suddenly. It slips away quietly, one ignored minute at a time. The 1% live differently. They are deeply aware that every minute carries weight. They don't treat time casually because they understand that what you do repeatedly becomes who you are. While others wait for motivation to strike, the 1% create structure. They don't rely on mood, they rely on commitment. That's why they keep moving forward even on days when nothing feels exciting. There is a powerful difference between being busy and being intentional. Many people fill their days with noise and call it productivity. The 1% choose focus. They know that even a short period of deep work can create more progress than hours of distraction. They don't try to do everything. They do the right things consistently. Discipline often gets a bad reputation, but in truth, discipline is clarity in action. It's choosing what matters most and aligning your behavior with it. It's waking up when it's uncomfortable, practicing when it's boring, and continuing when results are slow. Discipline is how confidence is built. You don't wake up confident, you earn it by keeping promises to yourself. There will be moments when you feel behind. Moments when it seems like others are moving faster. The 1% don't let comparisons steal their energy. They stay committed to their own pace, their own path. They understand that progress compounds and patience is part of mastery. One day, your future self will look back at this phase of your life. That version of you will either be grateful that you chose discipline or regretful that you chose delay. Success doesn't demand perfection. It demands presence, showing up again and again even when it's uncomfortable. So stop waiting for the perfect time. This moment is enough. Start where you are. Use what you have. Give your minutes meaning. Because when you respect time, time rewards you. And when you master your minutes, you don't just change your schedule, you change your entire life. Most people underestimate the power of a single minute. They think success comes from big opportunities, perfect timing, or sudden breakthroughs. But the truth is quieter and far more demanding. Success is built in the moments no one applauds, in the minutes you choose discipline over distraction, purpose over comfort. Time doesn't test your talent, it tests your priorities. The 1% understand that waiting is the most expensive habit you can have. Waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel inspired, waiting for conditions to be perfect. They don't wait, they act. Even when they feel unsure, even when fear is present, they know that action creates clarity, not the other way around. While others allow their days to be shaped by notifications, opinions, and moods, the 1% shape their days with intention. They decide in advance what deserves their energy. They don't let everything in. They protect their focus, because focus is the gateway to excellence. 1 hour of real focus can change a direction that years of distraction never will. Discipline is often misunderstood as pressure, but discipline is actually alignment. It's your actions matching your values. It's saying, I respect my future too much to waste today. Discipline doesn't mean doing more, it means doing what matters most, even when it's uncomfortable. That discomfort is temporary, but the results are permanent. There will be moments when progress feels slow and invisible, moments when you wonder if the effort is worth it. The 1% don't panic in those moments. They trust the process. They understand that growth happens quietly beneath the surface, long before it shows up in results. Consistency compounds whether you notice it or not. At some point in the future, you will look back on the choices you are making right now. You will see clearly how small decisions shaped big outcomes. The question is whether you'll see discipline or delay, pride or regret. You don't need to overhaul your entire life today. You just need to respect this moment. So choose presence over procrastination. Choose intention over impulse. Choose effort over excuses. Because when you honor your time, you honor yourself. And when you master your minutes, you step into the small, powerful group of people who don't wait for life to change. They change it. Most people think they have time. That belief alone keeps them average. Time feels abundant when you're distracted, but brutally scarce when you finally wake up. The truth is, time is never lost all at once. It's given away slowly, to comfort, to fear, to habits that feel harmless until they cost you your future. The 1% see time differently. They don't treat it as something to fill, but something to invest. They understand that every minute carries a choice, and every choice carries a consequence. While others drift through their days reacting to whatever comes next, the 1% move with intention. They decide who they want to become and let that decision guide how they spend their hours. They don't rely on motivation because motivation is unreliable. They rely on standards. Standards about how they show up, how they work, and how they respond when things get hard. Discipline for them isn't about force, it's about identity. When you decide who you are, your actions start to follow naturally. There will be days when progress feels slow and the results don't show. Days when distractions feel louder than your purpose. That's where most people stop. The 1% keep going. They understand that consistency is invisible before it's undeniable. Every focus minute is a brick. And one day you look back and realize you've built something solid. Being productive isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. The 1% are comfortable saying no, even when it's uncomfortable. They don't confuse busyness with progress. They know that focus is a skill, and like any skill, it grows with practice and protection. One day your future self will thank you for the choices you're making right now, or resent you for the ones you avoided. Success doesn't arrive with noise or drama. It arrives quietly, shaped by thousands of disciplined moments no one else sees. So stop waiting for urgency to force you into action. Create it. Respect your time before life teaches you how valuable it was. Because when you master your minutes, you master your habits. And when you master your habits, you master the direction of your life.